Hey everyone, I am so excited to welcome on Vince Reed onto the show today. Welcome to another episode of the Millionaire Network Marketer podcast and also TV because all the episodes are on video. Vince has been well known for his book, Internet Traffic and Leads, as well as, just his presence in helping entrepreneurs online develop kind of like an autopilot business. So it's like where you draw in people 365 days a year, 24/7. And it may sound too good to be true, but it's not, because Vince is a walking, talking example of, starting from humble beginnings. So welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for having me. And it's been crazy. I mean, this interview we've been trying for, seems like forever. And it almost didn't happen today. So we've been running around. For whatever reason, my computer in my office didn't want to work, the camera. So I had to go find a laptop. I'm actually doing it in the kitchen. So my first interview in my kitchen. So let's make it happen.
Yeah. Awesome. Tell us a little bit about your story. I read it in the beginning of your book. And what I really enjoyed about that is that you shared those humble beginnings. And I really thought it encourages people from wherever they're starting from, and they're either just getting started in marketing or network marketing, that they can actually make a decision and turn around and do something with it. You create a multi-seven-figure business out of it. So just share a little bit of your story with us.
Well, it was simple. I got in and everything just worked right away like that, and I had no problems whatsoever. No, it was crazy. Every now and then I get a chance to kind of just think back. And it was funny because when I wrote the book, I was in some kind of zone. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I just remember getting up early and just writing for like a week straight. And then when we finally got the book out there, I went back and read it. So I was able to kind of relive it from the first time again, which was weird. I mean, and it's weird when you're going through the editing process, but then when you go and you just read the book as a normal person just reading it. So going back to the beginning, it was crazy. I mean, it was a situation where I got in, I had nothing, no money, no house, no car, literally, and just had to just grind every single day. And it took a $7 commission for me to really realize that it can happen. And then those $7 commissions turned into commissions every week, and then every day, and then now every hour, if not every minute. So it's just one of those things where it's kind of like, I was talking to my business partner the other day. It's like the guy who ran the 4-minute mile for the first time, when people no one could ever break 4 minutes. And then once they saw it, it was like 26 people within the next year, did it. So it was the same thing for me. Once that first commission came in, it was all I needed. All the work paid off. And it was like 6 months of literally nothing, just grinding it out and just learning. I call it in the book. It's kind of like school. It was like I was investing in that first year of college. And I think everyone is going to go through that if you get started. You just have to keep going.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that's where a lot of new entrepreneurs get to the point of even maybe 4 months in, and they're like, I can't do this. It's not for me. I'm not sales. And it's really not about that. It's just allowing yourself the learning curve. If they even picture the career that they're in, before network marketing or online marketing, there was a learning curve. Your boss just didn't come to you and say okay, go at it. And Absolutely. I'm providing no training. So it's really ties in with that there's this learning curve, and the path to success isn't just this straight line. It's one of those messy,
well, it's not,
you make $7 and then it goes down.
Exactly. But it's not just network marketing. It's any business. You talk, most entrepreneurs fail. I mean, 97% of businesses fail. So it's not just people, who are in network marketing and they struggle. They think it's them, and it's just, they just don't know how to have success yet. Mm-hmm. They've got to learn it. I mean, if you were to go start any business, you're going to struggle in the beginning, and most likely you're going to fail. It's just the way that it is. But that's why you have to get mentorship. That's why you have to listen to podcasts like this and get around people that have had success. And, just really focus on where you are now and the person that you want to become. Mm-hmm. Successful people focus on that, where they are now, where they want where they want to go and the person they have to become, where unsuccessful people focus on the past and where they are now. And they believe that their past dictates their future. And that's why they never can, once they hit a little bit of failure, they instantly revert back to, I failed before. Mm-hmm. And then they just stop. So you have to understand that everybody fails, and you just have to keep working towards that person that you want to become.
I think that's great advice. And I also think there's a lot of mindset work that goes with that, because your brain tries to seek what it's known in the past. So if it has failed in the past, then it's like, see, I told you, whereas like you're feeding it new messages of like, no, I'm going to try this. There's going to be a learning curve. I know I've learned other things in the past, gone out and gotten a degree or something like that. Then it took like 4 years, right? So it may take 4 years to like fine tune and perfect this niche that you're in now, of marketing.
Absolutely. I would also tell people that things change. I was actually listening last night. I was up at like 2, 3 in the morning, jumped on YouTube, and I started watching all these like interviews, and it's crazy. But there was an interview between, it was Mark Cuban and Bill O'Reilly. Mm-hmm. And they were arguing about, jobs. And they were saying, and Bill O'Reilly was like, it's no secret that people today have to basically learn new skills. And Mark Cuban was like, that's not the problem. It's not about learning new skills. It's the fact that technology is taking those jobs. You can learn all the skills you want, but if technology is taking those jobs, then you've got to understand that and adapt your whole thought process. Mm-hmm. So I think that when people get into business, they always want to equate what's worked before or what's working right now to what they're doing. And it's different. Like when I got started in network marketing, it may not be the same today. Like, for example, us sitting here looking at each other, having this conversation, when I got started in network marketing, that didn't happen. Right. So if I were doing network marketing today, I'd be trying to create these kind of situations as much as possible. Mm-hmm. And, I think that, people want to automate their way to success and never talk to anyone. And I think you've got to adapt to the time and really understand where people are. And I think that if you do that, you can definitely move forward. And if you don't, you're gonna be stuck, not having success in network marketing. You're gonna be, pretty much pushed out of your current job, because they're looking for things that don't call in sick and things that don't, complain, and things that they don't have to keep giving raises to. That's mm-hmm. where the world's going. So we have to adapt.
That's true. Let's head down that road of you being in network marketing. You had found a way to automate someone getting to know you, someone having eyes on your presentation, and leads coming in to see it. And that kind of eliminated the tire kickers, right? And also, because it was a video sequence, they were able to see if they could know, like, and trust you. They were able to see your eyes and see your expressions and see if you're trying to be slick. So can you tell us a little bit about that first, basically sequence that you put together that allowed people to come in, see what you had to offer, and where that led to?
Absolutely. My philosophy with network marketing is going to differ from a lot of people. And I'm cool with that. I don't necessarily believe my way is the only way or the right way. It worked for me. And for me, I came from the real estate industry where I was not going to go from where I was there. To be honest, my ego was strong. I came from having a lot of success in real estate to like selling business opportunities from home. That doesn't sound good to my network and my community. No matter what I would do, it wouldn't sound right to them. So I understood that, and maybe it would have. Maybe that was just me. So I knew that I had to find people that were like me, that were fed up, that were looking for another way to make money. And I had to present it to them in a way that made sense, that they could do each and every day. Kind of going back to what you just said earlier about, when you go to your job, they tell you do this, this, and this, and then every 2 weeks you'll get a paycheck. So I just tried to create a situation where I simulated that and allowed myself to basically create the presentations. And I'll let everyone get the book, because I break down the video process and everything that I did, but I'll sum it up like this. I just put everyone in a situation who was on my team to basically invite them to a live presentation where I did a webinar. And if they couldn't make the webinar, they went through this series of videos that basically took people through a process that showed them all you have to do is do this. And instead of you watching the videos like you're watching right now, other people who you by you doing what I teach you how to do, we'll be watching these videos. I'll be the one talking to them, but when they get started, they'll be getting started with you. Mm-hmm. So I just showed them the process of what to do. And I said, this is your job. The more people you get in front of this by doing exactly what I did to get you to watch this right now, you'll have success. And our team started to grow. You know, I remember I would, my organization was growing so fast. I remember doing webinars for the company I was in. And literally every time I would hit refresh, it'd be like 30, 40, 50 new people on my team. Mm-hmm. And then people would be like, how are you doing that? And I just say, I'm just, doing a webinar every week. And the team is just following this process. And it's exactly the same process I've done with every other company that I've grown. It's just formatted a little bit differently. It always works. If you can get everybody on the same page and you can simplify the process, you can make any business grow and scale quickly.
So let's take it to where we're at today. In 2017, you mentioned that the technology is different from when you first got started. A lot of people are using Facebook groups and Facebook Live, and it's really the same type of a process of what you did. You offered a webinar weekly, and a similar process that people could get the same eyeballs in front of their opportunity would be to have a free Facebook group where your whole team could invite other people in and do a weekly Facebook Live. So it'd be the same type of a closing conversation, wouldn't it?
I think that the difference that I was doing that I see people doing now, everybody today does it and they focus on the money. Mm-hmm. They say, if you want this business opportunity, if you want to make your first $1,000 in a week, and they do all this money stuff, that is going to turn off the kind of person you'd really want to work with you. What it'll attract is the tire kickers and people you don't want to work, who don't want to invest, because they think it's just about making money. I focused on the product and putting it in front of the people that were searching for what it was that I had to offer. Mm. So when people were searching for ways to make additional income, they'd come to the presentation and it was done in a very professional way. I never got them in by, hey, make $25 in 5 minutes or something like that. It was the messaging behind it was different. So we used a lot of search traffic. Mm-hmm. The same thing could be done today on social media, but it would be, if I were doing it, it'd be more so focused on the products. Mm-hmm. And then once the person liked the product, then I could say, hey, you can also generate revenue from it. Mm-hmm. So the way I'll give you a quick example, because some people may not understand what I mean by that. So let's say, I don't know, there's this hand sanitizer right here in front of me. And let's say that was our product, right? Mm-hmm. There are companies, okay, and there are people that search for this, believe it or not, probably in the tunes of thousands of people. All right. So all I would do is put up an ad of how you can get this for, pennies on the dollar, right? How you can get, I would go in front of people already looking for it. And then I would put the presentation together, showing them how they can gain access to this. But more importantly, my focus on that presentation would be getting them to understand that there are thousands of other people actually searching for this right now. Not that there's a business opportunity. It has to click in their brain that there are people looking for this hand sanitizer right now, and they can be the one in front of it when people want to buy it. Mm-hmm. And then they have this, they go, oh, and I tell them, it doesn't matter. It could be that, or it could be this pin. There are companies right now that are just basically set up their corporation, and they have to buy pins in excess of hundreds of thousands of pins. Companies right now buying pins. But what if your pin that your company is selling is better on the environment, uses safe ink, whatever it does, right? But when these companies are searching to buy this pin, they see my pin. So my whole point was to get the people on that webinar to not think about the opportunity and to think about, it could be anything. It could be these envelopes. Okay, people are looking for these envelopes, and then I would show them, here's how many people are looking for this. You make money by putting it in front of it, and guess what? When you join my team, I'm going to show you how to put your, whatever the product is, in front of those people, but guess what? You're going to make money and get a piece every time they buy it. You see the difference? Mm-hmm. So that was really what I would just beat into the heads every time when I get on the web. It was never like, I got this opportunity and this is the best thing ever. It's great on the environment. That's all attributes and benefits, but people can relate to. It's like when you go Christmas shopping or online, you go, you know what you're going to buy. People put it there and you just buy it. Mm-hmm. And you know, what's funny, like kind of a side note, when people shop today, like for example, on Amazon, most people don't realize that they're buying that product from a person. They're not mm-hmm. like at Sears or Target. Like that's a person that has that product that put it on Amazon and you're buying it from a person.
Right.
They don't realize it's a huge, all those are just everybody's products there. Like they think it's like, I don't know, Amazon. I mean, Amazon does have some products in there, but it's mostly just you and me selling this stuff. Same thing with network. So you're doing the exact same thing. But the way the approach is for network marketing, it's this business opportunity and you can get rich overnight. And like, that's why there's a hard problem with it, I think, personally.
I agree with you. And I think that is a different approach. Like if you owned a franchise, you probably wouldn't try to sell a bunch of franchises because only a fraction of the people would be interested in that.
Right.
You know, they'd probably be interested in the thing that you're selling in your establishment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Exact same thing. So I think that if you focus on, okay, I've got this product, and all network marketing is a company that said, we're not going to spend millions of dollars on advertising. We're going to use distributors to go out and sell our products. And we're going to allow you to build a business and get reps under you. And then if they make sales, you make money. But most people, because they do what we just said, hey, make all this money overnight, they attract tire kickers. And really, the reason why people push it that way is because what they really want is to sit back and do nothing. They just want to say, oh, make money overnight, recruit all these people. And they focus on that because really, deep down, they just want all these people under them doing it and they can sit back. That's not the way that sales works. Mm-hmm. You know, you could go open up a store in the mall, and just because it's in the mall doesn't mean it's going to be successful. You have to have systems and processes so when people walk into the mall, they know exactly what they need to do and where to go to buy everything. It's funny, like we were in the mall like a few weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't even want to go in a certain store anymore because of my last experience, it was so messy and like people just had stuff all over the floor. I'm like, how does anyone shop here? We went to a store right next door. I'm like, this is where I'm going to go, just from that basic experience. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. Your store is messy when you're doing that join and make money overnight. My store was clean and smooth when I was basically leading and getting them to see. There's already people looking for what you have to offer. You just have to put it in front of them.
Mm-hmm. And you can really do that through ads, which is what your book really covers. There's different platforms. So which one do you think is prevailing today? You know, do you think it's Facebook? Do you think it's Instagram, which, you know, is kind of headed towards the same way? YouTube ads?
Well, I'll give you two different scenarios because it's really not that easy to explain. Okay, so I get the question all the time, what works the best, right? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you where I see traffic going, but I'll also explain what works the best. They all work the same. All right, like they all work the same. And but for example, sometimes people's brains won't register it the same way because their expectations are different. So for example, I might get more leads on Facebook. I might get cheaper views on Twitter and not as many leads. Some people might say Facebook's working better than Vince. I'd say no. Those people saw me first on Twitter and then they saw me on Facebook. That's why I'm getting more leads over there. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it's like they all work. It just depends on your approach and your strategy behind it. Mm-hmm. It's not about placing ads. I tell people all the time, it's about the strategy behind it, the ads. You can go Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and watch videos or go to tutorials. They'll show you how to set up an ad. But why isn't everybody getting hundreds of leads? Why aren't people making millions, everybody that puts up an ad? Because they don't understand the strategies and the philosophies behind ads. Mm-hmm. So they all work well. You just have to figure out like how you want to make it work. Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of where I see traffic going, I see everybody doing what everyone did back in 2010 when they put all of their eggs into the Google AdWords basket on Facebook. So everybody's all drinking the Facebook Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. And eventually that is going to die. I give it 15 months to 2 years before it's going to be very difficult for a brand new person to get on that platform and make it happen. I'm not saying it's not going to be an outlier or someone who gets on there and does it, but it's going to get tougher. And the reason is a couple of things. Facebook's running out of ad space. It's getting too negative and there's nothing but ads. There's already proof that people are leaving and going to other platforms. Where are they going? They're going to Instagram. They're going back to, obviously, YouTube. That's where people watch a lot of their content. The time on site was the biggest strength that Facebook had. Time on site's going down because people are leaving. And I think that the biggest thing is the cost is going to start going up because you've got less ad space, and you can tell by Facebook now has something called the Audience Network, which allows you to advertise on third-party sites. They're really doing a lot of work on Instagram's platform to try to disperse some of their ads from Facebook there. And that's, again, because the ad space is getting crowded. Now you've got hundreds of thousands of new advertisers coming on. Same thing happened with Google. Those clicks that you're getting now for 20, 30 cents are going to be $2, $3, $4, $5 here in the next couple of years. So that's why you want to take advantage of it now if you're getting started. But I think people are going to go to Instagram. I think that there's less distraction. You got more attention. There's not ads popping up every second. I think YouTube's always going to be powerful. It's still the #1 traffic place in the world. People get their solutions and their answers from YouTube. So what's the solution? Start building an audience. Start focusing on all of those. And my thing I would tell someone watching this is master one, but be aware of them all. Okay, don't be a one-trick pony. So long-winded answer, but that's where I see it going.
No, I think it's a great answer because it eliminates having to feel like you have to master 5 platforms at once, Snapchat and Insta, and there's all these different platforms. So you don't have to master them all at once, just master one. But also I think an important point is like when you're in front of these people is to have a place for them to go to that you can build a stronger relationship with them.
Absolutely.
So having your click to your email list or wherever you want to lead them to.
Absolutely. I think that, in the book, I talk about the income maximizer formula, which is basically this formula that I think everybody should go through to figure out where they are. And, most of the successful people that I know in the online world, and by the way, going back real quick, if you're an influencer and you have an audience, you'll be fine in 15 months to 2 years. It's the newbies that I'm talking about has that window. Because if you have your audience, you'll always be able to be in front of them. They'll always listen. So you're good if you're an influencer. But anyways, the people that I've seen that's had the most success are the people who have a single skill set. So just being a network marketer, having a product's not going to be why people are going to connect with you. Okay, you've got to be good at blogging. You've got to have a podcast. You've got to be good at lead generation. You've got to be good at mindset and personal, like something like, so when people connect with you, they can say, okay, that person's good at this. So now you get that person that's like, okay, well, I'm not good at any of those things. What do I do? And I would tell that person to immediately revert to something that they are good at and wrap their business around that community. So I'll give you an example. I'm a huge Laker fan. If I was getting started in network marketing right now, I would build a fan page, like something about the Lakers, biggest Laker fan page or whatever, right? I target Laker fans. And I would literally go live, create content about this player stinks and Lakers shouldn't have did this. And I would just talk about the Lakers. And then I would say every now and then, hey guys, for those of you who are Laker fans and you want to see what I do each and every day to generate revenue so I can sit around talking about the Lakers all day, register for this webinar. And then I would do the same process and say, hey, take your passion, whatever it is, ballet, dancing, golf, whatever, and wrap a page around that, build that community and do just what I did. I wouldn't try to make, I think the problem that a lot of people have today is they're trying to make a person this guru and this expert when they're not. They're good at something. Everybody has a skill set in something. When we were chatting before, you said that you were in the medical field. I might target people in that and just talk about things that are going on in the hospital or whatever. I'm not saying do that, but I'm just saying it would be something that I would feel very comfortable talking about or a hobby or something. And I would start building from there. That way you can be very clear at building that audience, be an expert in. I know one of our clients is vegan. They built this huge vegan community. Another one is into yoga. They built this huge yoga community. So it doesn't have to be that, marketing or, mindset and personal, but it could be what you're actually good at. And then you can teach the people that you bring in to do the same thing. And people will relate to that. There's gamers. If you play video games, there's so many things that you could build a community around and people would be, oh, let me see what this person does to make money. And you're going to get some people that get started with you.
I think that's really a better way to go about it because it pairs in together something that you're already passionate about. And you could talk every day about the Lakers. It wouldn't be like feeling like you got up and worked. And like, oh man, I have to talk about marketing again,
right?
You know, or I have to learn it because now I'm a network marketer and that's attached to my name, or, you know, having to do like 14, 21-day challenges throughout the year. You know, you see the
exhausting.
same types of things, and then you're exhausted. You're like, man, this really is a lot of work. But if you got up every day and talked about yoga or whatever was your passion, then you'd be like, I cannot wait to talk to this community today about this other post that I learned.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a marketer. I do this. This is all I do. And sometimes I get exhausted. So one of the things that we do is we answer the questions of our audience, which gives me content, unlimited content. But if I didn't have my audience asking me things that they wanted to learn, even I would wake up one day and be like, what am I going to talk about today? I mean, at some point, right?
Right.
So you've got to be thinking down the road, like, you know, what's going to change. And this is another example of how you have to shift with the times and just be about what people are. I mean, and you'd be shocked at the community you can build around something that you don't even think there's a community. You know, if you like candles or camping or driving cars, motorcycles, anything, like you can build amazing communities around it, and those people will be interested in your opportunities. So
you would develop like a Facebook page about it and just, you know, where would you put your call to action? Like, hey, I have this awesome page. Like, you should come join me over here. Would that be on your primary, or you'd actually throw ads out for it?
All right. So let's make up a niche. What niche do you want to make up right now? I'll show you exactly what I do.
Well, because my team just won the Super Bowl. Let's go with Patriots.
Okay. So you're a Patriot fan. So I would create a page about the Patriots. So biggest Patriot fan, right? And I would run ads to other people. I'd run a like campaign, and I would target other people that like the Patriots. So it'd say, press like if you love the Patriots as much as I do, right? So who's going to like that page? Other Patriot fans.
Right.
And then I would just talk about the Patriots. I'd do posts. I'd go on websites and just share stuff to it. I'd go live and talk about the Patriots. And then when I'd go live, I'd say, you know what? Hey guys, I love talking about the Patriots, but for those of you that want to see how I'm able to talk about the team I love and make money, go ahead and click on that link. I actually do a webinar where I talk about how I actually do what I love and make money at the same time. And then I would just keep talking about the Patriots. It would just be something that I would just do inside that community. And you'd get views and you'd build an audience really fast because, you know, no one's doing that. And you'll have fun doing it.
And going back to our earlier conversation, when you give that training to them and they click on the link and they subscribe into your training, you really start off with the product. You know, it's about the football.
I start off with an analogy, letting them know that life is about sales. People go and they figure out what it is they want to buy, and they go and they search for it. And then I would show them examples of things that people search for, like basic things, pens, get them to realize how ridiculous it is that you don't even think about it. You know, hand sanitizer,
right?
Kids' toys, right? This is my kitchen, right? So, you know, I would show them that this 10,000 people search for that a month, 20,000 people search for that a month. And I go, so I wanted to basically be in a business where I could put my products in front, and the product that I'm going to do would be your, whatever it is, this drink. Because this is how many people look for energy drinks. So I was able to figure out how to put my product in front of this, and every time someone buys, I make money. Now, when I have this company that I'm a part of, and when you get started, I show you how to actually do this. You get started, you're able to sell these products, build a business. I show you how to do everything. And when people are looking for this product, you make money, and you're able to build an organization. You make money every time. And all we do is put the products in front of the people already looking. And it's that simple. Do you see the difference? Like, it's not about like, it just feels different. So then,
it doesn't feel slick. It doesn't feel like the gold tooth car sales guy.
Right. And then at that point, it's like, you know, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it when you get started with me. We're going to show you where to place the ads, how to put it out in front of people. Step number one is just to get started. And I would also address the network marketing thing without fear. It is network marketing. And these are the products that I sell. I like them because I don't have to worry about the inventory. I don't have to worry about the overhead. I don't have to worry about that. I just get to sell the product, make money, build an organization. Every time other people make money, I make money. And I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing. And when people are looking for this product, you're going to get paid. Like, I think people run from it and they're afraid of it. Yeah. But they're just not explaining it in a way that where people would get it. I mean, you could even relate it to their job. Like, I'm sure you work somewhere, and if you work somewhere, they're selling a product or a service, and people right now are looking for your product and service. The difference is when they go and they find your company owner is getting paid, not you. How about you can get paid? You know what I'm saying? I just with just a bunch of stories and examples just to get a regular person to understand how they can play this game online and go from there. We can talk all day about that. But yeah, that's the basics of it. And
would you talk about the elephant in the room? Especially with network marketing, there's a lot of preconceived things. Like, is that one of those things, or is that a pyramid scheme? Like, would you be like, dive into that head first, or would you just
if somebody asked me, I would say, a lot of people think it's a pyramid scheme, and that's fine. I don't want to sit here and argue. It may not be for you. You might like working for someone else. I like selling a product and making money. And if you don't, I understand. I wouldn't run from it or like try to defend it. Like a lot of people go, well, your job's a pyramid, and they like go through this long like defensive like thing with the pyramid. If you can't see that, I might explain. I say, listen, I understand why you're saying that. I thought that too. I wasn't going to get started. Then I had just thought about it. Look, people are looking for this product. I can sell it and make money. And I have the ability to build an organization and get paid when they do it as well. Some people may think that it's a pyramid. I don't. If it's not for you, I get it. But if those of you that get started for me, I'm going to show you how to set this up. Like I would just, we get this many people looking for it every month. I would just keep rolling over it. I really wouldn't hide from it or run. I wouldn't necessarily be defensive about it though. I wouldn't try to like do the whole, spill that you get every time that comes up.
Right. Well, I think, if you respond defensively, like people's defenses go up. They start to have a closed posture about things, and they're like, okay, this person is hiding something, and now I'm further suspicious, So right. I think when you do address it in a way that's just so candid and like, right. honest, then they can see that and they're like, oh, okay. It just like deflates right. it,
It does seem like a pyramid though, if it's like all about the money and just get in now. Like I can understand how people would feel that way. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Network marketing companies sell products. Like Ray Higdon always says, right? It's not, the problem isn't, people don't have a problem with network marketing. They have a problem with network marketers. I mean, it's always the problem, right? So if you focus on the product, you can grow your team really, really quickly.
Awesome. I'm so thankful to have you with us today. Really think that everybody should go out and grab a copy of your book. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon as well. We were talking about that platform, internet traffic and leads. And, I found a lot of value in it. And I think it's laid out well that people could be beginners at learning marketing and understand like, okay, this is what a general sequence is. Okay, this is how I would go to get traffic and that type of thing. So I definitely recommend it.
I appreciate it. And thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
For sure. If people want to reach out to you, how do they find you?
You just reach out on Facebook. You can just go to facebook.com and it's just Vince Reed Live. It's my business or fan page. And you should be able to catch me there. But definitely if you get the book, apparently a big deal on Amazon is to leave reviews. So definitely leave me a review and let me know what you think.
Awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Just wanted to remind you that I have a free ebook for you, Attract Prospects to You. So if you're trying to magnetize the ideal clients and partners that you want, go ahead and click the link below and download it today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you get updates every Monday when we post a new episode on Marketing Mondays. Share it with a teammate so it shows good leadership. And also leave me a comment below. Who do you want me to interview next? Or what kind of questions do you want me to answer? Can't wait to interact with you. I'll see you next time.